Am I right?
Yeah.
No, let's make it hit.
The life of a police officer isn't easy, having to deal with unpredictable suspects and dangerous situations, coupled with the fact of risking their lives every step of the way.
What? You did what?
However, it's not every day that an officer comes across something so horrifying that it traumatizes them. Here are 6 cases where officers made a 1 in a million discovery, all caught on camera. Starting off with the tragic case of Jonna Wilson from Louisiana, who was found inhumanely bolted to the floor with a chain around her neck. For context, she was visiting her estranged boyfriend after he had asked her to clean his place, but was not prepared to be met with a man different than the one she remembered as the father of her child. One thing led to the other, and neighbors called 911 after they heard the woman screaming for help. So the police arrived on the scene. As the officers reach the Kentucky home, they notice something eerie. All the doors and windows are barricaded and there is no way inside. When that terrifying realization hits in with the knowledge that Jonna is in imminent danger inside, the officers scramble for a route, but suddenly the woman does this.
Where you see a ladder at?
I got a ladder.
Is anybody else in there? He did what?
In a moment of panic and fleeting hope, the woman kicks the second-story window out of the room, immediately alerting the officers below. Now presented with a way inside, the officers rush to arrange for a ladder and then make their way up there, where the wails of a woman greet them.
Where's the key on there? But there's no one else in here, right?
No, you can
There we go.
The first question is, who? So Jonna explains the story of how her estranged boyfriend, Moises May, invited her to his place earlier, requesting her to clean up. He then got violent, chained Jonna to the floor, and threatened to kill her when he returned. The traumatized woman is escorted down the window and treated for her injuries, while her attacker is charged with kidnapping, wanton endangerment, assault, terroristic threatening, and harassment. But if you thought this case was sickening, you aren't ready for the next one. Domingo, Victor, and Inmer. In March of 2023, officers stumbled across a horrifying sight in the woods of Akron, Ohio. 3 dead bodies, gagged and bound, with bullet holes in their heads. For context, they received a call earlier in the day from a man who was driving down Cordova Avenue saying he spotted 2 bodies in the bushes. The 3rd body was found in Copley, 15 minutes away from Akron. Following is the footage of the officers seeing the bodies on the first crime scene in Akron.
Shot in the face or head. Or broke a slit. Some sort of injury in this area. I don't see him.
So, I got a woman here. She drove by the 750 this morning and saw the bodies there, but she didn't call the police. She thought they were like mannequins.
The officers are puzzled by what they see. However, they are trained officers and are prepared for all sorts of situations. At this point, they are considering it as a double homicide, unaware that they'll get a call 20 minutes later informing them about a 3rd victim. Officers aside, the trauma that the citizens have to go through on the scene is unimaginable, as shown in this neighbor's reaction.
dump back here.
Yeah, I know.
Just never know. It's horrible.
I'll step out here and talk to you. So you didn't do anything wrong.
Oh, I know. It's just upsetting.
He'll come down here and talk to you a couple minutes. And
It's
you can get out of
gross. It's just gross.
here. I'm sorry you had to see that.
I just, and then when I came back up to go to Aldi's just now, I'm like, that must have been real, and maybe a timeline would help at all. I don't know, but because I'm not one to not getting, turn my head because too many people do that nowadays.
Well, you're not. What's the chances that that's what that would be?
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Horrible.
The scar that is left in this poor lady's mind will probably not go away for a long time, as it isn't every day that you see 2 dead bodies dumped in the bushes of your neighborhood. The officer tries her best to console her, but the priority is finding out who is responsible, so the officer goes digging around for more details.
Honest to God, there's so much traffic back through here, and my wife has heard gunshots back through.
Any cars that drove by me and maybe stopped?
Can I be honest with you?
Please do.
There is so much up and down back here. We have contacted the council people because honestly, there's 3 houses on this street. And we want this to be a dead-end street, all 3 homeowners. The council people says we can't.
It's secluded? Yeah, it is secluded. That's right off the expressway. And
yeah, you always hear, there's always somebody shooting a gun off on it.
I always hear people shooting, yeah.
In an unsurprising turn of events, neighbors tell the officers that the area is quite dangerous. The 2 bodies are later identified as Inmer and Victor, while a third, Domingo, is recovered 15 minutes away in Copley. And if that wasn't shocking enough, a 4th victim who survived by playing dead testified he had been kidnapped along with the other 3 by people involved in the drug trafficking ring. Elias Gudino was found to have a connection with the 3 murders and was charged with aggravated murder, being sentenced to 150 months in prison. Speaking of finding dead bodies, officers discovered the human remains of this next victim in the oddest of places. Shad Theon. Shad Theon was killed and dismembered on the 23rd of February 2022 by his lover Taylor. But the horrifying part of the story is that Theon's mother Tara found his decapitated head in a bucket in the basement of their Green Bay, Wisconsin home. Police eventually found more severed body pieces, including Theon's bisected torso in a storage container. Following is the footage of the police making the gruesome discovery.
Okay. Did you both see this?
I opened the towel, I picked up the towel and dropped it because I don't know what the it is, man. I have bad vision, and she's like, is that what I think? I'm like, I don't fucking know. What the fuck is it?
Do you want to just stay with those 2? I'll just go see it.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
So right there. Look right, there's a bucket with a towel on it.
Just keep it.
For context, Theon had been involved in a relationship with Taylor, and on one fateful night, she picked him up from his home, after which they went to smoke cannabis at an apartment. The 2 then engaged in intercourse, and at some point, Taylor strangled and killed him. She then brutally dismembered his body, storing it in different areas around Theon's house. Here is the moment the police finally find the severed head.
Let's just... Okay. Hold on. Just... This is actually what it's going to be. It's not going to be a 961 thing or a 96 thing, so we're going to need more units here.
The 2 officers are left speechless by the sight of Shad Theon's head in a bucket. No words are exchanged between the 2, and the first officer immediately calls for backup. After the horrifying discovery, the officer finds even more disturbing evidence throughout the room.
Here sooner rather than later, that'd be appreciated. We've got quite a bit of blood down here. I want to clear this rest of this house. We've got 2 people in the house for sure.
The officer later tells in court how he found dried blood on the ground, on the mattress, and chunks of human flesh beyond the stacked mattresses. While no other human part was found on that particular night, a police sweep later found other parts of Shad's body in different containers spread throughout the residence. The suspect, Taylor, was subsequently charged with murder, mutilation of a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. From a murder to a drug bust, this next case proves that crime has no limits. Tony Mitchell. In May of 2023, after a deputy had observed Mitchell's black Dodge Challenger speeding, Tony Mitchell allegedly tried to elude deputies in the Florida Panhandle by traveling over 141 miles per hour on a rural highway. Once police caught sight of the vehicle, they got on his tail immediately, catching up with him, but officers weren't prepared for what they'd find in his car. A traffic stop was conducted on Tony, and the following footage shows the confrontation between the officer and the suspect.
You didn't just run from me? On Highway 79? Okay.
I don't even know where it's in there. Like I said, I'm over here.
I got you, man. Do you have the key fob to the car? Okay. Yeah. The keys to the car, yeah. Yeah. Just do me a favor. If you don't mind, just put them on top of your roof so the ignition can't feel it. Just set them on top of your roof. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. So the ignition won't pick up on it.
Surprisingly, Tony denies the accusations of trying to escape the officer, despite speeding dangerously down the highway not too long ago. He also has his guard all the way up, as seen by the way he hesitates to give away his keys. However, the situation gets shadier once the cop notices this.
Do you have your medical marijuana card? Do you have a medical marijuana card? Because I smell marijuana coming from the vehicle. Okay. So, do you have marijuana? Because I smell it. No. Are you having a hard time understanding what I'm saying? Why does
I didn't know why you was asking me, did I have a card?
Yeah, because in Florida they do medical marijuana cards, but in Alabama they don't. It's just something I have to ask. Okay? Because I smell marijuana coming from the vehicle. All right? So here's the deal. As long as you're honest with me, I'm going to work with you. Okay? But if you're going to lie to me, I have the right to do a probable cause search right now. Okay? And I do believe you are the vehicle that just ran from us. All right?
I didn't.
All right, well, I'm going to take your fob right here and set it toward...
The officer smells a strong stench of marijuana from inside the car and asks Tony if he is authorized to use the drug by confirming whether he has a marijuana card or not. Tony doesn't answer that either, but with the added pressure from the cop, he decides to spill the beans.
So, where's the weed at? Now's a chance to be honest with me, partner. Okay.
I didn't run from you, sir, because...
Are you sure about that? Because there was two of us there when you passed that church. Alright. Just do me a favor, step out. Yeah, step out for me. In the car.
That's everything.
Is that everything? Okay. Alright. Step back here to the front of my car. Alright. You ain't got nothing on you? Alright, just put your hands right. So you're going to be detained. Put your hands behind your back for me. Back corner.
Good, bro. Come on.
Now, you ain't under arrest. You're just going to be detained because I just chased that car.
Tony admits to having marijuana in the car and pulls out a few packets, which the officer confiscates. However, denies having anything else in the car. Once he is put in handcuffs and detained, the officer returns to search the car and is shocked by what he finds.
Okay, that's more weed. How much weed y'all got? How much more weed y'all got? Am I gonna find anything else?
Yeah, but
okay. How much weed is that? 100 grams. 100 grams?
Yeah.
Okay. Do y'all have any firearms?
Yes, sir.
Where?
It's on the side.
It's on the side. Do you have a concealed weapons permit?
It's not mine.
Do you have a concealed weapons permit, partner? Do you have a concealed weapons permit? Where is it? In your wallet? Where's the firearm?
It's on this side.
The driver's side? Your side?
You get a permit, but that ain't his gun.
Yeah, he said it was on the passenger. That's not your gun? The gun that's in the car is not yours?
Despite Tony saying there isn't anything else in the car, the officers recover half a pound of weed, a loaded gun, and $7,000 in cash from the vehicle. Astonished by what they discover, the officers turn to Tony to interrogate him, but he breaks down.
Pretty decent judge of character. This isn't you, right?
Yes, sir. Better than his boss. Like, I really can't even talk right now, cause like.
And you don't have to talk, man.
I'm sorry. None of that stuff is odd. I swear, like.
I heard you tell your buddy earlier that you couldn't call your daddy. All right, listen, I'm a daddy too. I'm going to tell you can call him. He might be mad at you, but you can call him.
Do this, sir. Like, none of that is odd. I'm an early freshman. I played football in Alabama, and like, I know, like.
Play football for the University of Alabama.
Yes, sir. I know what I got at risk, sir. Like, I didn't have none of that stuff on me, sir.
You think that other boy's actually going to step up and say what's his?
He knows it's his.
Yeah, I know that's his gun too. I could tell because you didn't know what it was.
What's in the vehicle? Is that yours or his?
I was just a passenger. I just got in the car with my clothes.
So you don't know nothing about the marijuana? What about the firearm?
I don't know whose gun it is.
You don't know whose gun that is?
No, sir.
Okay, because he's saying it's not his.
It's not mine.
Okay, he's saying the marijuana's not his either.
It's not mine.
In a flurry of emotions, Tony explains to the officers that he isn't responsible for either the drugs or the weapon. However, he admits to owning $1,000 from the total $7,000. Unfortunately for Tony, his friend denies being the owner of all the evidence that has been recovered, so both of them will be charged equally. As a result, Tony is sentenced to 3 years of probation with a fine and community service. Similar to how Tony was caught red-handed with drugs, Jared faces a similar outcome after encountering the police. In November of 2023, an officer was patrolling in Wisconsin when he noticed a silver vehicle pull up in front of a hotel. He recognized the female driver as someone who was on probation for drug distribution before and knew the hotel she stopped at was notorious for drug use, but the officer wasn't prepared for what he discovered today. The woman and a man stepped out of the vehicle and entered the hotel, at which point the officer decided to confront them in the hallway.
Hello? Your name's Jared? What's your name?
I'm Shad.
Shad what?
I thought you were Jared.
Somebody else. How do you spell your last name, man? You don't have any warrants or anything, do you?
No.
Who do you guys know here? Oh, a friend here? Where you guys coming from? Oh, I'm just asking. Who stays here?
A friend? Why are you questioning me so much?
I'm just asking. They're not answering the door, though. Gentle. All right, man. You guys are good to go. See ya.
The officer has a gut feeling that the man in front of him is Jared Erikson, who has a felony warrant against him. However, the mystery man denies being said person. The officer runs a background check on Chad, but his slate is clean, so he lets them go. Once he returns to his patrol car, he runs a second check on the man and is shocked by what he discovers. The photo description doesn't match the man he just met. Bewildered, he returns to the couple and confronts them.
You're not Chad.
I'm not Jared. My name is not Jared. My name is Chad.
Chad what?
Chad T-Ring.
You got an ID?
I don't have an ID.
So lift up your head. You're not.
My name is Chad.
You have an ID?
I don't have an ID, sir.
Come on here, I'll show you.
No.
Yeah, hey, you can't go.
Yes, I can. What did I do?
I looked at
Put your hands on me. Why are you doing this, dude? My name is Chad.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's not Chad. You're Jared Erikson.
No, I'm not.
Then stop resisting right now.
Okay.
Hang out.
All right.
We're gonna figure out who you are because what you told me is not true. You might be Chad, but you're not Chad Turing.
Yeah.
You're not.
This time, the mystery man starts getting defensive and increasingly agitated over the officer's accusations. To make the situation shadier, he even doesn't have an ID on him that can support his case. As the officer and the suspect start getting into a light tussle, the situation suddenly escalates.
Will you let me go, dude?
I just looked up.
Let me go, dude.
Stop.
No, dude. Come on. Stop. Please.
Your name's not Chad, dude.
Let me
Your name
go.
is not Chad.
Let me go.
Your name's not Chad. He's fighting me. Hurry up.
Out of nowhere, the man attempts to get away and then gets into a physical struggle with the officer who is trying to restrain him. All the man had to do was wait until his identity was confirmed, but he blew his chances of being treated civilly out of the water. During the tussle, the officer noticed the man trying to hide something in the fender of another car, and now backup officers are on the scene, revealed to be meth.
Okay.
Slow down.
Okay.
Wait. 1 in custody, other units are slowing down.
Good walk. Dumb something over there.
I got all this. I can breathe.
You alright, bud?
Oh.
I'm gonna check this out. Probably meth. Yeah. Meth. 100 bucks. Let's see. There we go. That's what I thought.
My name's not Jared.
Oh, you lied about your name. It's not Chad.
After this, they are able to finally identify the man, and surprisingly, he is neither Chad nor Jared, but is rather a 31-year-old Jacob who has 3 warrants against him. What is recovered from him is shocking.
I'll just probably leave it in here. Oh my gosh.
Do you want to, like, you get an evidence bag? We'll just put the cash in there for now.
Sounds like possession with intent.
So those magnets there was...
That's what he's trying to do. He was trying to put it up in the car. We're fighting that car right there. I gotta make sure that's not damaged because I slammed him into her car. She left.
She left in the vehicle?
Yep. I'm gonna check that car, make sure it's not damaged.
Where did you check the car?
Damaged. It's not their car. It's rubbing on here.
Put them on cell phone restrictions at the jail. I'll tell you on that. That's probably 26. That's probably 26. Or
Bigger these little ones.
Yep. It's not bad. Yeah, it is. They're different. That's him. No bags of coke. That's pretty consistent with 26 ounces.
From Jacob's coat pocket, $1,200 are recovered, and the black magnetic box is found to contain many drugs, including 36 alprazolam pills, 57 grams of meth, 8 grams of fentanyl, 3 grams of THC, and oxycodone pills. In the end, he is charged with possession with intent to deliver drugs, battery to an officer, identity theft, bail jumping, and a misdemeanor of resisting an officer. The scale of how big a drug bust can be just keeps getting higher and higher, as is demonstrated in this next case of Bun Wong. Bun Wong. On January 11th of 2023, Seminole police in Florida reported that they saw a yellow box truck traveling close to Highway 99. 46-year-old Bun Wong was driving the truck suspiciously, so the officers decided to conduct a traffic stop, but were stupefied by what they would discover inside the truck. But first, the officer confronts Bun Wong on the multiple traffic violations.
How you doing? The reason I pulled you over, one, you're running about 25, 30 miles under the speed limit, and then you crossed this white line twice. No, I didn't. Yes, you did, sir. I was right behind you the whole time. All right, sir, while I'm waiting on the return, I'm gonna take my dog, I'm gonna run it around the vehicle. If you can, just shut the vehicle off and keep your windows rolled up. And before we run, is there any illegal narcotics, marijuana, meth, heroin, or cocaine?
Bun Wong denies the accusations despite knowing the officer was on his tail and observing him behave suspiciously. However, this traffic stop takes a dark turn once the officer smells a strong stench of marijuana from his car and asks Bun about it, who offers him paperwork in return.
So is it full-size plants? They're just plants, though? You got a transportation license, too?
I don't have it with me.
Man, that's illegal. You gotta have the transportation.
Everything is legal.
Not if you don't have a transportation license.
I don't have that seal lock.
And you don't have the transport license either? No. You mind if I open the back up, or do you want to open the back?
You can open it.
Okay.
You want me to open it?
You can if you want, yes, sir.
It is revealed that Bun is in fact transporting marijuana, as he explains there are plants at the back of his truck. However, the situation becomes shady once Bun denies having a transportation license. Without the license, he might as well be doing drug trafficking because it is illegal. Surprisingly, Bun allows the officer access to check his vehicle, but what is discovered is groundbreaking.
So is it... Okay. Just plants all the way to the top. Goodness gracious, how many is supposed to be there? 150. It's coming from where?
That's the location.
It's coming from Okima?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you didn't come from Okima.
Yes, I stopped at somewhere else.
Well, I mean, you stopped way out of the way of Okima. Okima is like way
way over there.
I got roughly 150 plants, but everything he's saying is not adding up to what his manifest is saying.
A total of 222 marijuana plants are found at the back of Bun's truck, contrary to the amount of 150 written on the manifesto that Bun provided. Another red flag pops up when Bun tells Officer Messner about his alleged destination. Wong said he was coming from Okima and was on his way to Nawada, but the officer pointed out that Okima was quite far from the area they were in. As Bun's story starts crumbling apart, the officer calls for backup.
He doesn't have a transportation license. But then he come back, then he hollered at me and he said, my lawyer helped me do this, and he showed me something on his phone. I said, just go back up there and sit down and we'll be with you.
His lawyer?
Yeah. What's today's date? 11th? This is the 12th. When it's 3 and 12. My guess is it's all fake as all get out.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think it's fake as all get out. Because he said this manifest was created on 1/12.
Created the future, Billy.
I was like, okay. And it was after this time, so I looked down at my watch, I said, 11? Look,
More inconsistencies start popping up in the manifesto as the officers dig for details. The day this traffic happened is January 11th, but the manifesto itself is dated January 12th. Apart from that, the officers realize that he is going in the opposite direction of where he had initially claimed he was going. As a result, the officers have no choice but to consider the manifesto fake and go to confront Bun one more time.
well, you can have them send that to you, but right now you're going to be detained for not having a transport license. You don't have a transport license.
My boss has it.
You have to have the transport license. Whoever's transporting has to be in this truck that's a license. 1, you don't have a locked door. 2, you don't have a transport license. You don't have the grower's license or anything like that with you. So he's going to transport you back to the PD for me.
The officer responsible for busting this drug case is Officer Messner, and Seminole Police Chief John Wither expressed his gratitude for the officer by praising him in a social media post, saying their department is proud to have him around. On the other hand, Bun Wong is taken into custody and charged with cultivating complaints. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.